Good morning, everyone. I am K. Narasimurthy, working as an assistant professor in the Government First Grade Women's College, Tumkur. I am going to present the video for the course BSc, and the subject is physics. The paper which this topic include is semiconductor devices, digital electronics, laser, and fiber optics. And the topic which I am discussing today is XOR and XNOR gate. So here we are going to understand the XOR gate. We are understanding the symbol of XOR gate, truth table, as well as the graphical representation of XOR gate. And also along with that, we are going to acquire knowledge about this XNOR gate, XOR as well as XNOR gate. Right. This XOR gate, it's a very special type of gates, and it's a very important gate which is used in the arithmetic part of the computer. And this XOR gate is widely used in the digital design. This XOR gate has two or more input and only one output. Exactly how all the logic gates has two inputs and only one output. Exactly in the same way, this XOR gate is also having two or more inputs and only one single output. This XOR gate is also called exclusively OR gate. It's also called exclusively OR gate. And this XOR gate output is high only when inputs are unequal. I'll repeat this. The output of the XOR gate is high, means the output is 1 only when the inputs are unequal. Only when the inputs are not equal, means either the input has to be 0 1 or the input has to be 1 0. If it is unequal, you can expect a high output in the XOR gate. And the output is low when inputs are same. Output is low when the inputs are same. Okay, you can expect a high output only when the inputs are unequal. That's why this XOR gate acts as an inequality detector. This acts like an inequality detector because output is high only when the inputs are unequal. This XOR gate, as I told you, it is used in the mathematical section of the computer, and this XOR gate is available in the form of ICs. So when you go to market, you ask for an XOR gate IC, the shop owner will give you an XOR gate IC. It's available in the XOR IC's form. Now the symbol of XOR gate is given here. This is the symbol of XOR gate. Okay, it has two inputs, A and B, and an output Y that is equal to A B bar plus A bar B. That is the output logic equation for the XOR gate. It is Y equals A B bar plus A bar B. And also, along with the two input XOR gate, we also have a three input XOR gate, A, B, C. These are the three inputs, and we have only one output, that is Y. Okay, so we have a truth table given out here. The truth table represents the different combinations of inputs and the corresponding output. Again, the truth table is splitted into two more columns. One is to mention A B bar. This you can read it as B bar. This is A B bar, and this column is A bar B. Two more additional columns has been included in the truth table of the XOR gate, just to analyze simply the output of the XOR gate. Now the first combination, for the combination 0 0, A B bar is 0 and A bar B is also 0. Therefore, Y is equal to 0. It is ANDing these two. No, it is ORing these two. It's addition, simple logical addition. Logical addition means OR gate. So A B bar plus A bar B. Therefore, this Y is 0. For the second combination, A is 0. One input is 0. The other input is 1. Therefore, A B bar will be 0 and A bar B will be 1. A bar B will be 1, and this is 0. 0 plus 1 is 0, 1 here. So you can expect a high output for this combination 0 and 1. So for unequal input, you can expect a high output for XOR gate. So you can check it with another combination. A is 1 and B is 0. If that is the combination, A B bar is 1 here and A bar B is 0 here. So therefore if you sum it, means the logical addition, if you do the logical addition for these two, you will get 1 here. Again, it's evidently proves that the output is high only when the inputs are unequal. And also we have a last combination, that is 1 1, A equals to 1 and B equals to 1. In such a case, A B bar is 0 and A bar B is also 0. If these two are 0, then if you do a logical addition for 0 and 0, it will be 0 again. Okay, you can get a low output for the XOR gate only when inputs are equal, either 0 or 1. Equal in a sense, either it has to be 0, means 0 0, or it has to be 1, means both the inputs are 1. In such a combination, the output will be 0 for the XOR gate. So this is a symbol of XOR gate and the truth table. We move on to the graphical representation of XOR gate. As I told you, for the input A, we can represent the two states 0 and 1. This horizontal line below will represent 0 state and above will represent the state 1. Similarly, we represent the state 0 and 1 for another input B, and we have an output. You can take it as an X or Y. Y is equal to A XOR B, and that is A B bar plus A bar B. Okay. Alright. This diagram can also be called as the timing diagram. Here the output, look at the first combination. First combination is 0 0. For 0 0, the output will be 0. Because when you do A B bar plus A bar B, the output will be 0, because these two are same inputs. For same inputs, output is 0. Look at the second combination, which has unequal inputs. If the unequal inputs are there, you can expect an high output. So look at the third combination. Again, it is unequal inputs. If unequal inputs are there, you can expect an high output once again. But the last combination, which has both 1, that means the equal inputs. If that is the case, you can expect a low output for an XOR gate. So output of an XOR gate is high only when inputs are dissimilar or inputs are unequal. So output of an XOR gate is low only when both the inputs or all the inputs are same. That's why this XOR gate can be used for inequality detection. So this is all about the one special gate, that's an XOR gate. We move on to the next special gate, which is XNOR gate. This is an XNOR gate. XNOR gate can be defined as it's an XOR gate followed by NOT gate. XOR gate followed by NOT gate. It means to say NOT gate is connected to the output of XOR gate. That gives you the XNOR gate. So here this sentence will define this XNOR gate. Its output is high only when both the inputs are equal. So output of an XOR gate is high only when the inputs are equal, and the output is low when the inputs are not equal. Okay, so this is the symbol of a XNOR gate, where A and B are the two inputs, and the output of XNOR gate Y is equal to A XOR B whole bar. You have a bar here. This bar represents the NOT gate. That means to say, in the symbol we have a bubble at the tip. This bubble represents the inversion. The bubble represents the NOT gate. This is a simple XOR gate, and a bubble here, that means a NOT gate which is connected to the output of XOR gate, will makes an XNOR gate. That's why the output Y is A XOR B whole bar. And if you simplify with a Boolean algebra, this A XOR B whole bar will gives you the A dot B plus A bar dot B bar. I mean to say A B bar plus A bar B whole bar. If you do an O bar and do some simplification for the output of XOR gate with a bar, you will get AB plus A bar B bar. Okay, right, this is the truth put. truth table of an XOR gate where the output is high only when the inputs are same, and output will be low only when the inputs are dissimilar or unequal. Therefore, output will be high when inputs are equal, either 0 or 1. Therefore, this XOR gate acts like an equality detector, where XOR gate acts like an inequality detector, but XNOR gate acts like an equality detector. Right, we move on to the last part, which is the graphical representation of XNOR gate. Exactly how we did in the XOR gate, we have a graphical picture which represents the input and the output of XNOR gate. Here this shows the first combination. Here A is 0 and the B is 1. You can look at this here. If A and B both are 0, you can expect an high output. If A and B both are high, again you can expect an high output. If the things are dissimilar here, you can expect a low output. So that is how we can show this XOR gate graphically. Okay. And I have listed some of the references here. The first reference I have quoted is The Fundamental Principles of Electronics by Basudev Ghosh. It's a good old book published in 2014. And the Tumkur University, the faculties written some good book, Fundamentals of Physics, which very recently published. Along with that, there's some good book, which is a very old good book with McGraw-Hill Publications, was Digital Principles and Applications by Malvino and Leith. This is a very old book and we used to refer in our college days. And there's another book, Sundarajan. It's a very, very good book. It's published in 2011. This is college physics. Professor Sundarajan was from Bangalore. He has written a good book. And also in the internet, you can get enough of material, enough recent materials, but you have to choose which one is correct and you have to choose which one is relevant and which is in your syllabus. So thank you very much. I hope you all understood my lecture and delivery and my presentation. Thank you. Thank you very much.